Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ral. And being that it's New Year's Eve that you'll be seeing this, I figured I would do a little bit different video, kind of a year in review. And I'm actually going to do two videos. One of all the models that I did complete throughout the year. And if you've been a loyal watcher, you'll recognize all of them. But I got many new subscribers and everything. And so I'll do that video. And then I'm also going to do a video of the ones I started this year or I've been working on quite a bit this year, but have not finished. So these are my unfinished but not really stalled projects on the bench. And of course, I just did an update video on these two. So you know that both of these are pretty much out of the box stock if you've seen that video. Since that video, I really haven't done much to this one. It's still in primer. The paint has arrived. You saw me build and detail the engines. So like this engine I completed on film. And the other one though, I haven't done much to this one as far as the same thing. But I did, after the intake had dried, glued the intake on and put the top pieces on. And so this motor is now assembled and glued this in. I was able to squeeze that in with the exhaust manifold on there, but it's easier to do it with the exhaust manifold off. But it can be done either way. So motor's done on this one. Still researching and deciding on a color combo for this one. And just so many options, and I don't want to build a whole bunch of these, but you know, with the number of kits I have. So you've seen the videos, the latest video on these, so there really hasn't been much done to it. Hopefully this weekend, which I'll have more time to myself and modeling time, I'll get some paint on this one and decide more on this one. But those are the couple that you have seen on the channel. Here's another one I've shown on the channel to get started and get motivated on, even though I didn't start this one this year. It's a stalled project from 2012. About my 72 Duster conversion from the AMT 71 kit. Only real develops in this, it's still in primer, researching a few things and options. But one thing I did decide to do was I got my hoods. I mentioned that I couldn't decide between the 340 hood, which would not have scoops on it, and putting the scooped hood on it, which is the twister hood, which wasn't available on the 340. So I've decided I'm going to do both. I'm going to put this second hood with the scoops on it. I'll do the correct hood for a Duster 340, but I'll do the twister hood as well. A lot of people have bolted the twister hood or added the scoops to a 340. Kind of a day through two thing. So I decided I'm going to do that with this one. I've got plenty of these kits for parts, so an extra hood and scoops was not a problem. Did that out, got some more primer on here, but also got the paint for this one. So I got the Plymouth Tour Red, which is Hemi Orange in Dodge language, which is the orange with a tiny bit of metallic in it. And that's going to be on this one. So a little more progress on this one, but nothing to really update you on since I haven't had a whole lot of model time to work on it. Next one is the Corvette Grand Sport, the one that I kept telling myself that I'm not going to build. And also, you know, prompted me to go on a little bit of a spending spree, you know, picking up these kits cheap through Bernie. So I looked at how many models I bought in the past year, and a little bit shocking, but most of them were super bargains and had to have them. But I don't do a whole lot of videos on that stuff, but I do buy more models than I actually build. But this one, last time you saw it, I had Olds Engine Blue on it, and I mentioned that I wasn't happy with the paint, and I really wanted to do Admiral Blue, which is correct for this car. So I ordered the Scale Finishes paint for it, and I stripped it, got it prepped and ready, and so the whole thing has been shot with Admiral Blue, cleaned up, and any areas that need to be touched up, and a second coat. So it's got two coats of the Admiral Blue on it, if I can say that for whatever reason. It's ready for decals, so I can get the decals on it and get that all straightened out, and then I can clear it. So this one is pretty far along. Interior and chassis are just about done. And then part of the problem is, you know, I picked up a whole bunch more of variants of the monogram tooling, and I want to start those, but keep telling myself I'm not going to do it, even though I told myself I'm not going to build that yet. Here's one that I've had a few of you ask me what's happened with it, what's going on with it. This is my 2020 Shelby GT500 trans kit project from Fugu Garage that you use this Mustang GT4 kit. Here's the Fugu Garage trans kit box. So last time you saw it, I did the video on how to fix the paint. A lot of you liked it and saw how I did it. Pretty simple, but since then, you know, fixed that area of the paint job on it, and I touched up the stripes that I needed to do. I was trying to put the decals on here. I was having problems with them cracking and folding. They were older Monogram Revell decals and they weren't cut specifically for this. So then I decided it would be easier to mask this off and paint the stripes on. Then I was worried about paint lifting again, like I had with down here, even though I pulled the paint here and I masked the whole side. So since then, after the repair, got it all masked up, carefully did it, and painted all the black stripes on it. And then since then, I got the decal in there, and then the decals on the fenders for the emblems. And that's really all the decals I have for the body. So this is ready for clear coat because these areas are going to be gloss black. Inside here is going to be semi-gloss black. This is semi-gloss. So this thing is moving slowly, even though it's one I started early on in the year. Only because I really want to do a really good job on it. And I was researching some of the stuff, and that stalls it a little bit. And looking at ways to do the carbon fiber wheels and carbon fiber spoiler, and just looking into ideas on that. But this one, you know, even though I'm not in a rush on it, it's coming along and I've been working on it. So there's a mini update on that. Didn't have enough to actually fully update that one. Here's another one that my son really wants me to do, and we got excited about it. Ecto 1A Ghostbusters. And I showed this in the teaser. I've been working on it. It's painted and decals are on. It's ready for clear coat. So I've got two that are actually fully ready for clear coat. And that includes the wheels. I stripped the wheels, painted them. They're ready for clear coat, and then I'll foil the caps. So that's ready for clear. The interior is all primed. Chassis just shot semi-gloss black. So there's some work done to this thing, and I've got some more things to do, and I started working on all the racks and stuff, a little bit here, a little bit there. But that's the second one that's ready for clear. And when I clear coat cars, I generally do 3 to 4 at a time. So my goal is these two are ready for clear. Hopefully get clear on that one. Get paint on these two. That one's ready for paint. The Duster is kind of ready for paint. I haven't decided the paint color on that one. But at the same time, here's one that I have not shown on my channel, only because it's been so many Corvettes. 68 Corvette L88. Now, I started this shortly after looking at what gaps and stuff I have on it, and decided this one's going to be an easy build. It's right out of the box. I'm not going to modify anything. I did decide to change out the tires for smooth wall ones instead of the Goodyear lettered ones, because I want to put red lines on it or white lines on it. But here's where it's at. Body is painted scale finishes, and I goofed up. I forgot to trim out for the exhaust pipes, so I trimmed those out. I got to touch them up with some paint. But the body work's been done, and it's shot in scale finishes paint here. This is the 68 British Racing Green Metallic. And I like how it looks on the real car. It looks a little different in person, but you know, the hood's done, roof's done, chassis is actually pretty much done. I'll do probably a full video on that. Interior, I really haven't done. It's just all the parts shot in semi-gloss black, but no real detailing has been done to that one. So while that one's not really new, it's new, but it's not new. It wasn't on the channel before. It's a kit I've had for 10 years or more. I don't remember how long I've had it, but haven't built it. And then here's one that's kind of one of my GT40s that I kind of started. I did some filming on it. I haven't published anything or shown anybody anything. But this is Big Ed, and it's a resin conversion kit for the Mark II. And so got a lot of directions, instructions, And then I like my history. So this is, the instructions that they made. And then in here, I've got, let's see, this is the history on it. One of the variants, because it's chassis GT110. That's its chassis number, but that's the original configuration when it first appeared and raced. And then it evolved, so it talks a little bit about it, and then shows the final variant right there, which is how it raced and actually won a race in this configuration. And that's the version I'm building here. I actually have the resin kit to build this other one as well. So I do plan to build both versions, that version and that version. But this is the resin trans kit. And here's, the big pile of parts, but the conversion is roughed in. So I got the pieces cut out, this cut out, the roof cut off to make it into the Roadster. So this was the only one of the 5 Roadsters that's a Mark II, converted into a Mark II. But it's got quite an interesting history with a lot of stuff going on with it. But that's one of the reasons why I built this, or started it. And so I started it earlier this year, but haven't gotten any farther with it. And it's pretty much ready to start doing the rest of the body work and prime it and shoot it red and everything. So that's that one and where that's going with that. So leave that over there. So I've got all of those started. So how many is that? 8, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 started, and more that I want to do. And of course, I get super excited about all the different versions. And many of you guys have mentioned you want to see me build this. So this one, I'm planning to start this next year. So this is one. And there's others I keep playing with and starting what I call a started model kit. And I plan to do a video on that too. That's these, and that's where I'm at with all of these. So we'll be seeing some more of these in the future on the channel. So these will all get finished this year. I'm definitely going to get that one done. I wanted it done this year, but I won't say I lost motivation, but it's been mental blocks that have prevented me from working on it, where I get a little worried about messing it up. But leaving it in a box and worrying about messing it up isn't going to get it built. And if I'm going to mess it up, I pretty much have ideas on how to fix it when I do mess it up. So I don't want to mess it up, but being afraid to work on it is not any better than not working on it at all. So, got to get back to that one and do some more detailing on that and get the rest of these shot, primed, and worked on. But I'm enjoying some of them, and like this one, I think part of the reason that one's so been more of an enjoyable build for me is because that was the cheap kit. I already had one. I didn't need a second one. So then it took the pressure off, where it's like, now I can build it. If I mess up, I've got another one. I don't need to worry about it. When I'm done with it, then I've got a second kit. It's like, why do I need 2 kits for the same car? I don't know. I do that. I think I'm not the only one. But same thing, got 2 of this. But you can always build it into something else or use it for parts. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. So I'll do my other video here on the completed builds for this year. And I won't get into all the ones that I bought in the past year, because it gets a little scary sometimes. You think, when you realize how many you actually got, even though many of them were deals and, hard to walk away from kind of things. But it adds up fast. The stash gets a little out of control. But I know I'm not the only one on that. But anyway, thank you for tuning in, subscribing. I hope you guys have a very good new year and a great 2023 and get your modeling time in like I do. And enjoy it. That's the main thing. This is fun. Enjoy it. And you guys, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Saturday.